Hi, this is Kevin Ament with Progressive Social Media Lab. Each summer, I get a chance to host a couple social media workshops with independent agents, and I start our Facebook workshop with a slide that's always a lot of fun to share with independent agents, and it's this slide here. The question is, how many customers could have seen this independent agent's Facebook post? Um, in this case, it's Flag Day, and you can clearly see that this agent has 452 followers on Facebook, which is a pretty strong Facebook following. I'm always amazed at the variety of answers and the level of debate on this slide, which is really why I start with it. And it is a great opportunity to talk about a concept that very few independent agents that I've spoken with are aware of, and I don't think a lot of even the most active Facebook users are aware of, and that's EdgeRank. So the shocking statistic that I'll often share after this slide, and I've seen it range from this 84% number all the way up to 94% of the followers of your agency Facebook page, or really all business pages, aren't seeing your posts. And that's really a staggering number, and it's disheartening to small business owners and even big brands who spend a lot of time developing content and building their fan base. And the question I always get is why? Well, the average user has anywhere between 130 to 250 followers. I've seen a number of studies looking at that number, and there's always a range. But if you imagine the number of posts that each of those friends add to Facebook each day, it becomes a very cluttered space. So much like Google has algorithms to sort through all of the websites that when people put a query into the Google search bar, Facebook does the same thing with all of the posts that hit its news stream. And so they have an algorithm that determines which of the hundreds of posts competing for your fans' news feeds actually breaks through. This is the algorithm, and I gotta tell you, it is a social media consultant's best friend. They love to show this during their new business sales pitches, because small business owners, you throw up your hands and you say, I just don't have time to learn that right now. So I'm going to make it very simple. EdgeRank equals three things. It's affinity, weight, and decay. And we can make that even simpler. Will this fan see my post equals, has the fan engaged with my previous posts? Are other fans engaging with this particular post? And how much time has passed since I first posted this to Facebook? To break into each of those a little further, has the fan engaged with previous posts? Every one of your Facebook fans has a unique relationship with your page. So if in the past they have liked your content, commented on your content, and shared your content with their own friends, they have a stronger affinity with your page than a brand new fan of your page, or someone who's been a long time fan of your page but has not been engaged, has not been commenting, liking, or sharing your posts. Second factor, are other fans engaging with this particular post? So for every piece of content that you post to Facebook, it has a unique weight. So a couple factors there. The type of post makes a difference in the weight, and we'll cover that next. But also how every one of your fans reacts to that particular post influences the weight of that post. So if a lot of your followers or your fans are liking or commenting or sharing that post, more of your fans will see that post because the weight of that post is increased with each one of those actions. Third, how much time has passed since it first posted? This is pretty obvious perhaps, but if I'm a fan and I log on to your page, and a few moments later you post a new article, a new status update, I have a much higher chance of seeing that on my news feed than if I was to log on 10 hours later. Obviously, that 10 hours later, a lot more content has been posted by my friends and by other brands that I follow, and all of that content is competing with your post to reach my newsfeed. So, how timely the post is makes a big difference in whether or not I'm going to see that post. So, how do you use this knowledge to get more fans to see your content? Well, there are a few ways, and this is a very important part of your Facebook marketing strategy. So, if we really dive into the weight of an individual post, you'll see that videos and photos weight higher, links are second, and status updates are third. So, when you think about that status update that you're putting out there about an event this weekend, if you want more folks to see that status update, attach a photo to it. Post a photo or post a link to that event instead of simply typing in that status update. As people interact with your post, the weight of that post and the overall edge rank of that post go up, so that more people will get it introduced into their feeds. So if other followers are sharing your post, that really increases the weight of that post. If they're commenting, if they're liking, all the way down to clicking. So that's the hierarchy. And generating those reactions to your post is a great way to get more people to see it, and also to build the affinity that you have with each of your individual users, so that they're more likely to see your posts over time. So couple tactics to try to build the weight of your individual posts. First and foremost, try to avoid posting from third-party apps. So TweetDeck or Hootsuite are those dashboards that some agencies use, particularly bigger agencies with multiple Facebook or multiple social media platforms, that they'll use to push a status update out to multiple social media platforms. Facebook does ding you a bit for using those third-party apps, so we always recommend that agencies go directly to Facebook to post their status updates. 2, keep your posts short. That's really important. 90 words or less is the recommendation that I've seen out in the market, and our data reinforces that as well, that the shorter posts tend to get read more, commented on more, shared more. Third, be provocative. So debate is great in this case. If you think in terms of the more people comment on your post, the more people will see it, then encouraging people to comment by being a little bit controversial, and we don't mean in this case, politics or religion, but issues that people will have differing opinions on and have strong feelings about. So this is a very light example of this, but from our Flow page, Flow posts, milk is 1 day old but smells fine. What's a girl to do? And amazingly, 315 people felt the need to comment on that. 3,500 people gave it a thumbs up. 103 shares. So a lot of engagement with this particular post, because it's an experience that we've all had, that people tend to have pretty strong opinions about one way or the other, whether it's the person who feels people are too quick to dump it out, or people who would never in a million years take a sip out of a milk jug that's even a day past expiration. Second, ask for shares, comments, likes, and clicks. There's a lot of psychology behind this, and a lot of study that suggests that simply asking can drive behavior in a way that just implying one should do this doesn't necessarily work as effectively. So, who loves pickles? Like this picture if you do. Almost 6,000 people have liked it as a result of that humble request. And then be timely. So look at the calendar, not just an insurance calendar or community calendar, but look at those kind of non-official or unofficial holidays in our country, and find ways to tie a post to those events. In this case, it's National Humor Month. We've got a picture of Flo laughing. A lot of engagement from that post as well. So I want to show you one other thing, and that is on your Facebook page itself. How do you follow your edge rank over time? How do you see what's an effective post and what isn't an effective post? If you come to a Facebook page as an administrator of the page, you can see your insights here and the most recent posts and the and how those posts have fared across three elements. You see the post itself, you see how many people are talking about it, and you can see the overall reach. And that reach includes the folks that are following you, and then those people that shared or commented or liked, if other folks that are following them have seen the post as a result of their interaction with you. But even if you scroll down and look at individual posts, as an administrator on a page, underneath you'll see how many of the folks that are following you actually saw this post. So the affinity of that user, the weight of the post itself, and the timeliness of it work together to actually break through the other posts that are on that person's newsfeed, and they were able to see it. So in this case, 1,090 people on our Snapshot agent page saw this fun fact about Snapshot saving customers money. You can see here 20 of our followers shared it with their followers, which increased the overall number. You can see here 840 of our followers saw this in their feeds, and of the 20 that shared it, 251 of their followers also saw it in their feeds. So this is a good indicator over time of what's effective and what's not. If you start looking down through other posts, you can really use some forensics to determine what is maybe effective and what's not effective, what time of day comes into play, what day of the week comes into play. If you go into your insights itself, you can see a list of your posts over time, and you can scroll down and actually see how many people you were able to reach, how many actually clicked on the story, how many shared the story, and how quote-unquote viral that particular post was, how many people shared it with others. So great resource for you on Facebook, the Insights tab, and I really recommend you think about how to enhance EdgeRank of individual posts with some simple behaviors, adding a photo to a status update, asking for a like. There are lots of other ways, and there's a lot of great content online that you can find to make sure that the time that you're spending developing content for your Facebook page isn't for naught. People are actually going to see your content, engage with your content, and over time it becomes a virtuous cycle, and more people will become engaged with your Facebook page.